What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 17 of The Road to Glory with FC United Manchester. Hopefully you guys are good. I've just watched the Liverpool game against West Brom, and that's one of the most shocking smashing and grabs I've ever seen. I think West Brom had 3 shots on goal in the entire game, and they came in the 80th minute onwards. And Liverpool somehow lost 2-0. I can't believe what I saw. But anyway, I don't want to rant. I really don't, but just how I'm feeling tonight. Hopefully you guys are good, as I said. I've been better, I've been worse. You may remember in the last episode we played Kettering Town. We've only had 3 games since then. One was a 1-1 draw against Brackley Town. One was a 1-0 defeat to Bradford PA, and then we beat Stalybridge and Celtic 3-0 in our third game of, I guess, the period gone. We have got Chester in our next game. It's going to be a really tough game, and we've had quite a nice little spacing out of our fixtures, so I feel very kind of confident going forward. This game we really dominated. This is the kind of performance that when we give, I don't understand why we can't be right up there challenging for the title, because Stalybridge Celtic aren't a bad team by any means, and we look so dominant this game. I mean, you'll see the amount of chances we create. Reed there, the young lad, scoring, which was absolutely insane. So, yeah, sorry about that. My phone went off again. I'm turning it off. Twitter, go away. If you're not following me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter. Shameless plug right there. But no, I need to start turning off my phone. Basically, you guys made a request, if you can remember, the previous episode, or one of you did, one of you beautiful people, said, could you cover the team a bit more? And I kind of see this episode with only this game really to show you, in a big game against Chester coming up, as an ideal opportunity to kind of really recap over this squad, because my channel's grown so drastically, and the FC United Manchester save has kind of been one of these saves which has been fairly spaced out. So it's been a while since, I guess, I've really covered everything in detail. It's been like a good season. And when you look at other YouTubers like Mick, if you're not subscribed to Mick, and if you don't even know who Mick is, he's in my sub box. Just go check Mick out right now. Just pause the video and go and come back. Okay, so if you've just paused the video, welcome back. If you're still watching, you've just had a really awkward kind of second-long pause. But no, Mick is a really good commentator, and one of the things that sets Mick apart is how he kind of builds up a story for you guys, and he kind of gets you, I guess, really into the save and kind of following the team. And I want to try and do that, so that is one thing I'm looking to do with this series. And if you've got any other tips and stuff you want me to cover, just leave them in the comments. I read every comment, I reply to comments. So yeah, let's cover this team. So in goal, we have Angus Gunn. Now, Angus Gunn is actually the second best goalkeeper in the team. However, Ryan, is it Spencer? Ryan Spencer, or is it just Spencer? I can't remember his first name. We'll go with Spencer. Spencer's the first choice keeper, but Angus Gunn is a younger player. He's under 21 Scotland international at the age of 18, and although he's the second best keeper in the squad, I'm really trying to get him a lot of first team football going. And I mean, in 8 games he's got 4 clean sheets, which is pretty decent for a young 18-year-old. He's been helped by the guys at the back. He's a very hot prospect for the future. I'm very excited about him, and he's a Manchester City reject. At right back, our first choice right back, we have Ryan State. He's a really good right back. He joined us last year on a free transfer from having been released from Bolton. He had quite a long, I guess, period of time in the Bolton Academy. He's not the craziest right back in the world. He's probably the kind of player, he's 21, but he's the kind of player who could probably play up to League 2 in the right back position for us, and he's a very good player. Very young at 21, very excited by him. I guess probably the 2 standout players on my squad play at the back, and that is George King and Alex Evans. These 2 guys, I'll show you them at the same time, but both these guys came in last year. George King came in halfway through. Alex Evans came in early on in the season. He was one of the first players I brought in. But these 2 guys have formed a superb partnership together. Both very young players. You can see they're 21 and 20. One's a stopper and one's a coverer. You can see how they kind of complement each other with their, I guess, attribute graphs. Both only on £250 a week. 2 very hot prospects. These guys could both easily play in League 2 to a very high standard. George King came from the Manchester City Academy. in the same year as Angus Gunn. And Alex Evans is actually a Cardiff City, youth candidate who was released, went to Oxford, and I believe he's been snapped up this January transfer window by a League One or Championship team. I might be wrong, if someone could follow up on that. I remember hearing something about him. Anyway, at left back we have Johnny Lindsay, who was not a cheap player. He cost 50k, brought him in from Stalesbridge Celtic, and he's been a very solid player for us. At the start of this season, we got about £150,000 to bring in players, and I spent a large chunk of it bringing this guy to the team. Very solid centre-back, League 2 quality, and again another very young player at the age of 21. So our average age at the back is 20, I think, with Angus Gunn who's 18, State who's 21, George King who's 20, Evans is 21, and Lindsay is 21. So it's a fantastically young team at the back. We then move on to the midfield, and I don't really have a first choice midfield. I have some very kind of talented midfielders. If I show you here, in the centre we have, I guess, 3 or 4 very kind of strong centre mids in the form of Sam Sheridan, Greg McDermott, Archie Love and Joe Rothwell. Sam Sheridan is the first of these players. He's a 24-year-old central midfielder. Very well rounded off player, probably the worst of the 4, but he's a good ball-winning midfielder nevertheless. Brought him in on a free from Stockport County at the end of the season last year, and a very strong player. We then have Greg McDermott, who is a very solid ball-winning midfielder himself. You can see pretty decent stats, not like the craziest centre mid. And I had to pay $55,000 for him, and at the time he was the best centre mid available to me. And since then there's been a lot of kind of young, new centre mids being released by the Manchester clubs, and because of the fact I'm FC United and Manchester, I've been able to snap them up. So he was really good at the time, and now he's kind of been outclassed by other players in the team. We've got Archie Love and Joe Rothwell. These guys both came in the kind of November, December time for us. So far, Archie Love's made 13 appearances for us. You'll see he's a very kind of well-rounded off, I guess, central midfielder. Pretty good balance about him. Scotland under-19 international. Released from Burnley originally, having been on loan to a few teams in kind of our level, and not a bad player. Joe Rothwell is probably one of the standout players in this squad. Manchester United youth candidate who was released at the end of last year. Very solid creative outlet in the team, more of an advanced playmaker I would say rather than any other player. He prefers to play deep line playmaker, but with the other defensive midfielders I like to play him a little bit higher up the park. We've then got Patrick McNair, who's another strong centre attacking mid. This guy's a Northern Ireland under-21s international at the age of 18. He's 18 years old, released from Manchester United. You'll see a very common kind of theme coming here, which is I'm snapping up the Manchester club's rejects. But they're kind of the central midfielders who have really been in standout for us. We've then got Billy Reid, who is the best regen in this squad at the moment. I got him for 5k. That was a compensation fee. I think it was at the summer of last year. He's made 10 appearances so far for the club, averaging a 6.85. 2 things that make this player very promising. First off, his original kind of stats, I guess, are very impressive for a good right winger. Got plenty of potential there. And the other thing that makes him stand out is the fact his personality is model professional, which means, I can't remember what that means. I think it's something like his professional hidden attribute thing is above 15. Might be a little bit higher than that, but he's a very solid player. And for those of you who don't know, if a player's got professional as his kind of personality, it means he trains better and so he develops better as a player. I've already covered Patrick McNair. Jake Kirby is our first choice left mid. Pretty well-rounded off player, again, a very young player at 20, came from Tranmere Rovers at the end of last season. He's already made 26 appearances for the club, averaging a 6.99, which isn't amazing, but very good player nevertheless. And then we come to Mike Norton, the experienced head at the helm of the club, captain. People who have been following the series a while will know how good this guy is. He really helped us last year with our promotion push. You can see his age is really catching up with him now in terms of his physical speed and technical ability, which has never been great. But he's still got a bit of attacking and mental and a physical kind of, I guess, wariness about him. And he's been playing okay on his own. He's got 7 goals in 16 games, which I really can't complain about. But this is probably going to be his last season at the club, unfortunately, just because he's getting so old. We've then got James Spencer, who is the goalkeeper I talked about earlier. This guy, Good good goalkeeper. I'm probably going to sell him at the end of this year. I'm hoping to get a little bit of money for him. If we get promoted, I'm pretty sure his value will soar up a little bit because he's got fairly, I guess, decent stats with the exception of his eccentricity and communication. But as you can see, he's a solid player. What can I say? You know, he's made 60 odd appearances just while I've been at the club. Another one of the players who was here when I first came. A solid player, but I need to give Angus Gunn as much first-team football as I can, and as a goalkeeper, it's hard to loan him out. Who knows, maybe next year if I can't get rid of James Spencer, or he, I guess, shows a bit like he's got something to offer to the club, I may even loan out Angus Gunn. But for the moment, I just want to kind of give Angus Gunn some first-team football. We then got Matthew Grieve, who came in last season on a free transfer. He declined a number of offers from teams in higher leagues than us to, I guess, go to them in favour for, I guess, a more first-team football role. He did, in fact, play 25 goals last season. This year, he's kind of slipped down the pecking order just because of the insane play of other players. He plays left back as well as centre-back. He's quite a good player just to have on the bench if a defender gets injured, and one of these players I can kind of throw the dice with and really stick on the pitch when necessary. Wes York was another player I bought in, I guess, in the summer of this year for 40k. So far, 24 appearances. Very solid player. Yeah, he's a good, solid striker. He comes on, he can play right wing as well. But with the emergence of Billy Reid into the first team at the age of 16, I guess Wes York hasn't quite got the first team football that he'd perhaps expect. We've then got Donald Love, who I actually only brought in a few months ago, but he wanted first-team football. State's been doing a good job, so I've just sent him out on loan. There's quite a few players who I've brought in who may never be good enough for the first team. You know, there's been a few centre mids as well who I've brought in who aren't starting as much as perhaps I'd like them to, or they'd like to. And potentially they're players who I may look to offload next season, selling them on for a profit since I got them in for free at the start of the year. There's then quite a lot of kind of, I guess, middle-of-the-road players. I'm not going to go into every member of the squad, but Richard Davies is a good centre mid. He came from Telford, I believe it was Telford. It was indeed Telford for £12,000. He's already made 20 appearances this season. He's not played great, you know, 2 assists from central midfield and only 1 goal, perhaps not the greatest return. We do play, I guess, a formation that plays with 3 advanced midfielders, and perhaps they're the ones getting the assists, but I don't know, he's not played as well as I'd hope he would. We then got Jerome Wright, who's been here since the very beginning, I guess, of the club. He's actually one of the club's longest servants in history. He actually spent a year in Chester and then came back to FC United of Manchester, and I mean, the guy's played an insane amount of appearances for the club. I think he's actually the club's record appearance holder now, which, I mean, doesn't surprise me. He's been at the club since 2006 with the exception of that 1 season out, and he's already made 60 appearances under, I guess, my reign. He's a player who probably won't be at the club next year, if we go up, that is. But other than that, he's quite a nice player just to have on the resources. So that's all in terms of the squad. I don't know. I hope that was kind of what the person who asked for me to go into the club details was. Maybe if you guys could let me know if that was the kind of thing you were expecting or would like to see, maybe once a season at the start of the season or midway through, so I can kind of talk about each player's role in the squad and you can get kind of a feel for the team. The only other player I want to cover is Yadu Lally. We'll go with Yedu Lally. That's an insane name. That is like, that's probably pronounced insanely wrong, but the way I say it just makes it sound amazing. But no, this guy's a 20-year-old centre-back. I signed him with the intention of playing him maybe as a second-choice centre-back, but you've seen the strength of our George King and Alex Evans. There's no reason why those two shouldn't play alongside each other. I believe those 2 players alone will see us soar up the next 2 divisions easily. Maybe even further. Just one more thing I really want to quickly look at is the age of the squad. If I just highlight, I guess, the starting 11 and the substitutes. So of the 16 players, there's only actually 2 players above the age of 24 in the entire squad. One of them is James Spencer in goal and the others Mike Norton. And other than that, all the players below the age of 24, which is pretty ridiculous by anyone's standards. So that's really good. So that's kind of the club. I wanted to do that. I know that's quite a lot of talking, but this seemed like a good episode to do so. As I said, if someone could let me know if you'd like to see that kind of thing where I go into a lot of detail, I'm happy to do that on my other saves as well. You know, any way that I can improve my videos, just write something down. As I said, I read every comment. But anyway, we've got a Chester game to play today against Chester. Oh, gosh. Chester FC, top of the league. This is not going to be easy. We're away from home. I'm going to play on counter just because they are a very good team. And I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to be a tough team to break down and beat this game. So hopefully we can do a good job here. I could play one of my backup tactics. In fact, I may even play slightly more defensively now I think about it. Decisions. Let me just sort this out. Why is this decided it's going to change back? I usually have this so it shows role, duty and position, but it's got rid of that for some reason. General position. Pro tip there, you can just right click the thing at the top and I guess add the columns that you want in. So now I can try and work out how this has got screwed up. McNair, you're probably going to be coming off, my son, I'm afraid, because I really need to play the strongest team I can. Oh, McNair could play left. Where's Reed? Reed, where have you gone? There you are. Okay, then McNair can play right centre mid as box to box. Love can't play defensive mid. Who's my strong defensive mid? Richard Davies is there. I don't know. I feel as if we might need to play on the counter-attack here, and I just feel like getting more men behind the ball is probably going to be the best option. We'll try that. Something a bit different. I've not actually played this formation yet, but I don't know. We played against Kettering with our standard tactics away, and it kind of worked averagely. But Chester are a whole different ball game. This team have really run away with the title, as you can see there. 15 points ahead of us. There's only 9 games left of the season, so we're looking like we should be on for a playoff spot. You saw as I covered the fixtures earlier, we have dropped a few points, which is a little bit disheartening, but I kind of feel as if we can, I guess, play well. And why did I pick to give the fans a performance? That never works, Jack. You're such a noob. Let's just go calm. There is no pressure on you. Calm. What the hell was that voice? Okay, Billy Reed, why are you getting confused? Why has it changed all the players around after I've changed their positions? One sec. Okay, it's changed back to my default formation. Have I done something really derpy here, or is the game broken? It's done this a few times to me. Can someone explain? Because you all saw me. Oh, I know what I've done. Oh. What I did was I clicked on one of my backup tactics, but then I never actually positioned them. Well, no, I clicked them, then repositioned them, but what you meant to do is go to options, set a starting tactic. They should change that. If someone from Sports Interactive is watching that, can we have that fixed or changed? Maybe I'm the only one with that problem. That's probably the case. And then I can't confirm changes unless I drag him back and drag him forward. Okay, is that changed now? I kind of want to check that's changed once the changes go through. If we concede now, I'm going to cry. Get it out. Okay, I need to check these tactics now because I'm kind of paranoid that they've all reset on me. Okay, pause. Someone explain. Please, someone. Answers on a postcard. Answers on a postcard because I don't have a clue. Okay, hopefully that saves that time. I'm pretty sure that's now it's sorted. Fingers crossed. I don't know. Can someone explain? Am I being a noob or is the menu broken? I don't know. But no, what can we talk about here? This is a game which I'm not really expecting to win, especially away from home to Chester. They're a very good team in this league. But it'd be nice if we could just put up a bit of competition. I don't know, playing on the counter-attack I wouldn't normally do, but Chester probably are one of the best teams in this league, and against any other team I probably wouldn't even consider it, but these guys are pretty beastie, so hopefully it works out in our favour. We've got extended highlights on. Why? I don't want pointless highlights. Go on, Rothwell. You donkey. What is that long shot? Why? I don't even know what I'm on about today. I tell you what's sad. I found myself the other day just sat staring at my email inbox linked to my YouTube account, just watching like people comment and stuff. Like literally, I get this like weird feeling whenever I see like a new one pop up. It's like really sad. Hopefully I get over that because it's getting to the stage now sometimes where I get quite a lot of comments on each video and I get overexcited every time. I'm going through like 15 overexcited happy phases a day of seeing something pop up in my email inbox. Okay, 0-0 though, that's good. Happy with your performance, lads. You're all delighted. You've not actually got very good ratings, I'm lying to you. You played terribly. But no, this is looking okay. Go on, State. Go on, you speedy right. Oh, okay, just run away. That's what happens if you play on rigid people. The defenders will not go up and support. There is a good example for you kiddies at home to take notes on. I don't even know what I'm on about today. I'm going to apologise. Oh, is he offside? I think the linesman's given it. You see, always look to the linesman in Football Manager. It's a dead giveaway a lot of the time. Who have they injured? I don't know who they've injured, but someone's hobbled off according to the commentator. Go on, Kirby. Go on. You son. Yes. 1-0. Okay. I don't know what that weird yes was. There was a way of me saying yes. Oh, buzzing after that. If we can hold on to this now, I'll be well happy. I should also point out, actually, it's regen day. I don't know, if people want a video on how to find regens, because I appreciate a lot of people just send out scouts. I feel as if I do mine a little bit differently in the sense that I have like not a unique way, but there's a few different ways I search through players. Oh, they've scored. But no, there's a few ways I search through player searches to find regens. I've actually got about 500 regens being scouted as we speak. Unfortunately, these reports will take like a week or two to come in, so hopefully I don't miss anyone who gets like really poached up by their academy before I have a chance to steal them off them. But we'll have to wait and see. But if that's a video that people would be interested in, that's certainly something I can do for you guys. I'm hoping we can cling on here now. I'm a bit worried they're going to score now in the last minute. Can we hold on? Can we hold on? Can we get the ball out? Maybe. I think we've got this now. I've said that too soon. We're going to concede. It's going to happen. I've seen it now. Don't you dare. Well played, Gun, my son. Actually, looking at the stats, although I guess they've had a lot of the ball, we have kind of had our fair share of chances. So in that respect, I kind of feel 1-1 is a good result. That's actually a really good result. I think that's the last tough kind of game we're going to have. Ratings, again, you look at them, they weren't anything special, but we're still 2 points in the playoffs. There's a few teams who are still within touching distance of us. Looking forward to the league, it kind of looks, I guess, as if top spots have really gone from us now, and it's all going to be about kind of cementing that playoff position. I'll probably do like some playoff live comms. I think that'll be pretty exciting. Maybe, I don't know how we'll do them. Assuming we get to the playoffs, I'm really jumping to conclusions here. But no, that's a really good result actually. 1-1 away to Chester. If you told me, I guess at the start of the episode, that I would have got that, I would have been really happy. I'm just going to show you the rest of my fixtures because there's only 8 fixtures left, and looking at them, who have we got left to play who's in the top half? Let's just flick between the two. So Telford are a team above us, Halifax are around us, so we've got Telford and Halifax to play against, which are going to be big games. Telford's game's in a month, so I will probably come back for the Telford game. Yeah, but the Telford game will be the next episode, and then we'll probably do, I guess, Solihull Motors at the end of the season, and then we'll find out where we're going to be in terms of playoffs and stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. I actually have no idea how long this episode's going to have been, because I don't know, it felt like I went into the club with a lot of details. If there's anything else you'd like to kind of get to know in order to kind of embrace the save more, because I know it's a lot more interesting when you kind of go on the emotional roller coaster that is Football Manager with me, I'm more than happy to kind of, I guess, give you some more details and stuff so you can embrace FC United of Manchester. But other than that, I know I've been really random and rambly this episode. But hopefully you enjoyed the video regardless. If you could smash the like button, that'd be awesome. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. It's me, Jack, and I'm out. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.